All right, Danielle, the floor is yours.
Well, I mean, I've been in your world for some years now, but I joined MotherLight. It would have been the summertime, wasn't it? It was around sort of June time, I think, July when I was on
Mhm.
holiday. It landed like really nice time for me. Um, I think it's just been a lovely experience to really like get really close and connected to other mothers that are kind of on their spiritual journey. And having that like sort of real close knit bonding. Um, but they've got like that space to just like really openly share. Like I feel really close. I feel a sort of trust within like Mother Light circle.
Yes, baby.
Um, you don't yeah, I think like any kind of insight that comes, I can kind of I know I've got somewhere I can come in and share it, and it's somewhere where I don't feel judged or like any shame around things. You know, like sometimes when you're in a circle where you don't feel that spirituality, and you can sometimes be a little bit, oh, if I share that share, would people think I'm a little bit crazy?
Hmm.
But in the Mother Light Circle, like it doesn't feel like that at all. Like you can just share everything in there, like really openly. Especially on the calls as well. I absolutely love the calls. Um, like an hour to an hour and a half of just like really being open to each other. And I think we've all over the time together, like got a lot of insights and like really breakthrough moments. And sometimes you come onto the call feeling like you've got no idea what the next step is. And then within that space, you figure it out.
Hmm.
But like in a really sort of gentle, in a really like sort of gentle, kind, compassionate way, not like a forced, yeah, it's not forced or anything like that. Yeah, it just feels like really, yeah, really compassionate space, I think is probably a good way to describe it.
Thank you so much. So the most important, like valuable things that you're taking from that is the feeling that you belong.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, yeah,
And
definitely.
even if you have a struggle, a problem that you would be, I don't know, maybe ashamed to share in a different space, when you share it here, we figure it out together.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I think like you can come like just as you are, like there'll be times when I'll message and go, oh, like I don't think I'm in the right headspace or the right energy. And you always invite us in just as we are in that moment. And we normally, well, not normally, I think every time I come in, even when I'm feeling like really energetically all over the place, I always come out with a lot more calm and a lot more clarity after
Hmm.
the calls.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the magic. Like, I feel that way too. Like when um, there was a time when I was really stressed, like I was working at school, I had kids at home, and it was before MotherLight, but I had calls scheduled with my one-on-one clients, and I actually craved those calls
Yeah, yeah,
because through connection, through that coaching, I actually rested. So it wasn't something that depleted me of my energy, even though I held space for that person. I
yeah,
actually felt like just the connection with like-minded women without any, like as you said, without being afraid of sharing some stuff that others might consider weird. um
yeah.
Here everything is accepted and supported, all the weird ways we want to create and add to the world.
I also think as well, what's nice is because we're all mothers, like if the kids are in the background or like if the kids pop into the call, like it doesn't matter. You're not like, and I think you lead by example in that sense. Like if one of your two pop in, it's not like drop everything, oh my God, we're gonna end the call. It's like let's just hold space for a moment, allow the children to be present and then continue the call, which I think just like set example to us that as mothers we can still do the things while being with us. Like it's okay
Yeah.
to like have that chaos a little bit in the background, and it's still okay to show up even when the kids are ill, even when the kids are off school, things like that as well. Like I think that's important. And I think another thing that's important for me is that I don't feel like you're this like someone who claims to be this like guru, this like expert. You're much more of like a guide, someone who's kind of on the journey with us. I don't feel like you're like someone who puts herself up here and where like you're sort of students, if that makes sense. It kind of feels more like you're also on this same journey and you're like going along with it and you're growing within MotherLight as well. It's not just like you've done your journey and it's completed and you're trying to show us what to do. It's been very built organically. I like how you look at what we need within that collective and then you add to it that way. It's not just kind of, I've got this specific plan that you must follow. You you're very you're very guided by the energies or what we need within
Mhm.
that collective and you adapt to that as well. I think the same in the community as well itself, like the way you've adapted it and changed it as well to kind of suit the needs within the community, which I think is really important and valuable as well.
Yeah, well, working with moms is a very um unique experience because one thing is the kids always in the background, which is perfectly okay. And I think I just talked about it. Like, did you watch the replays of the retreat?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I shared that on one day that when kids are in the background, it's perfectly okay because this is how that feminine way of running a business as a mother looks like. This is
yeah,
something like this is how mothers used to work through centuries. And only when we entered
yeah,
this masculine workforce market, we were forced to leave
yeah,
children at home or at school or in daycares.
yeah,
Before that, children were always somewhere in the background when we needed to focus on something else. And of course, they got their own time to be in the foreground of our lives when they needed that. So
yeah,
this is the magic of being mompreneur
yeah,
or
that's right.
just a mother in this circle. Because like here's like MotherLight is more like for someone who wants to have an impact on the world through motherhood, through our own inner light.
Yeah.
um Erin says, I have a classroom full of children. One of them says, Mrs. M, their voices are so beautiful, like different than ours. Yeah, well, we're from Europe. Um, so yeah. What was I? So the magic of MotherLight is to bring our light into the world, to have an impact, have a change. So many of us have, like, I think right now all of us have some sort of a business. HearthLight is more like a supportive circle for all mothers
Yeah, yeah.
who want to get connected in that sisterhood.
Yeah, I think because when we're in MotherLight, we don't really necessarily talk about motherhood as it's more bringing that to mother like more to HeartLight. I think the MotherLight's more like you're saying like how we want to show up in the world and shine our light. And I think it's been really beneficial to help us figure that out as well. Because I think I had an idea what I wanted to achieve, but I didn't really know how I was going to achieve it. And I feel that especially the first 2 weeks of MotherLight, it triggered something within me to start thinking differently. And so I feel like over the last few months, I've started to really align my business to my family, where previously it was either all family, all business, where now I feel I can integrate both together and it's much more harmony between the two.
Hmm.
I don't feel depleted by one or the other, where previously I felt like I either had to give all to motherhood or all to the business. I
Yeah,
couldn't quite find that balance between the two. Um, but I think having that understanding of who I really am at the core, I think them first couple of weeks when you're really figuring out who you are really deep down inside and the questions that you really pull out of us and the answers, that's when the transformation really begins, like right at the very
yeah,
beginning. And then the rest is just kind of forming it together, isn't it? If that makes sense. And
yeah,
first couple of weeks are where like when like it's quite uncomfortable. It's quite like you really like have to like look in the mirror at yourself in like a very different way that you have done before. But it's so enlightening because once you have that understanding of all those layers that you've created, that are just like a false identity, and you start to really
yeah,
see who you are at the core, it transforms like your business if that's what you want to go into. But I think it also does naturally transform you, the way that you show up as a mother as well, because you start to sort of be more honest with who you are at the core, also in motherhood. So you think you've got motherhood down, and then you actually just up level it again. So
Mm-hmm.
it kind of comes in. I think it reflects on every area of your life. Like it's improved my relationship as well, with my partner, because like I'm not masking who I am within my relationship, and I can speak up more femininely. And I think it's combining the masculine and the feminine together and getting that balance of who you are as
Mm-hmm.
well. So just like lots of components to it, I think, over time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. When you get to the core of you, like during this 3-day event, the shedding, we released past identities, but there's still a lot within our mind that um, may still be like lingering there. We did shed a
Yeah,
lot, but MotherLight goes right through all those layers the first 2 weeks when we get to reach the very core. And as you said, it's uncomfortable. So I had a client who joined MotherLight and she canceled after 2 months because during the discovery call, it seemed like this is exactly what she needed. But when she started
yeah,
digging into her true self, he decided, like, I'm very witchy. I might
yeah, yeah,
trigger. I grew up in a Catholic country, um, so that patriarchy is very strong here in the system, the frames around the religion. I actually, this is my personal experience, but I believe that this way of institutionalizing religion strips it of spirituality.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I discovered my spiritual side only when I stepped away from the Catholic Church. Um, because of the fact it's a remains of the medieval feudal system.
yeah.
Because
I,
that's
I do
when
the same.
yeah, that's when the Catholic Church actually had its greatest power over countries.
Yeah,
Um, and the thing is that client actually is a new Christian, and a lot
okay.
of what I talk about, I feel like it might have triggered her. But she did dig into that through Motherlight. So it's not that it was wasted. She took what she needed from that. She released some layers that didn't allow her to dig into her core, her soul,
Yeah,
um, and then she decided this is what I needed from Motherlight, and now I'm ready to move on to because I know what I need, now I know what I want.
yeah,
So
yeah.
even though she was here for a very short time, I still believe that was a huge success, and she just took what she needed from here.
Yeah, and that's what it can do, isn't it? I think like a bit like myself, I was very involved in all the calls, but then because it brought out so much in me, I had to kind of step back and be
Mm-hmm.
myself for a while. But at the same time, having the group there, like the group chat, I'm still very present within that as well.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I'm ready to come back to calls. It's like it allows that space for that. There's no pressure to be there every week, but there's the presence is still there. You can still dip in, you can still be in the room if you like, you can still connect different ways with each other. And then if I've not been on a call for a couple of weeks and I come back in, I don't feel like there's a disconnection there. I don't feel like, oh, where you been? It's kind of like, oh, Danielle's joined this week, and then we just carry on as the way we were. There's no judgment of when you do or don't show up. It's like you hold the space for us, and when we're ready, we show up, and and then we do what we need to do in that call or in that message, within the chat and things. So I think it's just the right balance of the both. It's not like this is a 6 week container and like you've got to do it in the 6 weeks. It's like these are the steps that you need to take in your pace,
Yeah.
and you're able to do it at your pace and get what you need from each step, and then come back to. I think that's really important as well. I think a mixture between the structures there, but also the space is there at the same time as well to implement and integrate what you're learning as you go. I think that's the thing I've struggled in the past is that when it's been like I love structure, but when they don't allow you time to integrate it, you kind of absorbing it all, but not processing it and actually
Yeah.
putting it into action. But I feel like with MotherLight, we're being given the space to put it into action. And also you've led by example in the sense that when you needed a rest, you've stepped back, then came back, you know, so it's been a very sort of, it comes from like lived experience, I think, with yourself. Like it's not just, it's more than just like you've got parent experience and your mother is, so you're kind of, yeah, you're coming as like a lived experience. You've opened up your spirituality, you're starting to shine your light, and you're just encouraging others to do the same from a very, like I say, very compassionate space. So I don't know, I think it's just got so many positives to it.
Well, moms are so different. I mean, like, if you are a mom of three and have a full-time job and want to start creating something on your own, you will have less time and energy to do that than someone who is, for example, a new mom and she has a maternity leave and a supportive
Yeah,
husband and a mother or mother-in-law taking care of the baby, and that person will have more time. But at the same time, she will be mentally more. Is it me breaking up or you're breaking up?
you're
Yeah,
back
so
now. I don't know if it was you or me, but you're back now.
yeah, now it says my internet connection is unstable, so that was me. So the thing is, every mother is different. Every mother is in a different place when it comes to the motherhood journey, when it comes to finding that inner light and shining it out, whether that's creating a business or something else. So I don't judge. I don't judge because who am I to judge? Like we are all different.